Welcome back to Suja South Africa in proud collaboration with Change Cars. I'm Nicky Nash as always, and today you guys join me inside the GWM Ora. It is an electric car. It is under 700,000 rand, but not the one I'm in. But I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know about this vehicle, from the external look of the vehicle, interior look of the vehicle, what I don't like about this vehicle, the drive and cost of ownership, and summarize the review. So speaking about the extra look of the vehicle, I personally, when this car was launched, I didn't necessarily like the look of it, but I found it cute. I don't like the look of it, but I found it cute. The one I'm in is the GT Ultra Luxury. This is the top of the range, hence you find GT badging, different set of wheels compared to the entry level one. Looks sporty, like it looks very sporty. So it's something that GWM went. So GT cars are meant to look sporty, and they nailed that part. This car looks sporty. You get a lovely this rear spoiler, rear boot spoiler, yes, boot spoiler, written GT with some red surround. So on the exterior look of the vehicle, there's a lot of red inserts that give off sportiness, right? And then on the wheels itself, there's this red part, and I actually do like that. It shows you that you're in a different type of aura. Something I like about this vehicle. So with regards sticking to the exterior look of the vehicle, one thing that I don't like is the fact that the rear indicator is situated down low, not higher up. So the disadvantage about that is if a car is behind you and they're a bit too close to you, they will not see that you're indicating. And we are just generally used to a car having indicators in and around the brake light. So those cars' brake lights are not where the indicator is. The rear fog lights are where the indicator is, but the brake lights are in between the rear windshield. You should be seeing the overplay videos now. So it's something that's it's not a fault, but something that I've always GWM could have done better for this vehicle. Then sticking to the actual look of the vehicle, around the wheels, there's this nice type of finish. It's not carbon fiber, but it's carbon fiber finish, look alike carbon fiber finish. So something I like. It stands out, makes the car look good. When you jump into the interior it's a nice place to be. So this is our first car that has a red seat belt. If you had told me that your first test car that would have red seat belts would be a Chinese GWM, I would have told you not a chance. But yeah, we're here. So the one that I'm in gets red seat belts. Entry level, you get the black seat belts. So sticking to the interior of the vehicle, you get two 10-inch infotainment system. Two 10-inch infotainment system and the digital instrument cluster. So the digital instrument cluster has everything you need to know, from your range that you have left. It can show you the driving. So this car, because it's the top of the range, has adaptive cruise control, and it senses for you in front. So as you're driving, it's always sensing around you. So if a car comes too close for you from behind, it will tell you on the digital instrument cluster. If a car is on your right hand side or your left hand side, it will show you that the car is next to you. If a car is in front of you, it will show you. If a person is crossing in front of you, it will show you a person crossing in front of you. So it's very advanced. There's a lot of features, a lot of safety features in this vehicle that I actually do like, because for a change, the safety features are actually something that you use on a daily. So sometimes, without even seeing that the car's in my blind spot, it will tell me here. Then I will notice that my car is in the blind spot. The car also has blind spot monitoring. So as with regards to the digital instrument cluster, lower down towards the underneath the infotainment system, the climate controls are there, the main thing. So like your AC button is there, your on and off for the climate control is there. Then you get your rear dimmers, then your front dimmers. So the main things are there. For the direction and everything, you guys know how GWM does it. It's within the infotainment system. So I like it, but I kind of don't like it, but I'm kind of getting used to it. So I think now it's time for me to stop faulting vehicles that have climate control in the infotainment system, because that's where it seems like everything is moving. Then you get the seats. The seats are written GT. The one I'm in, they're written GT. They're in black. They have a nice red color on the sides and everything. Then I've seen there's one in fleet that is not the GT, is the one underneath the GT. It has a white interior. So I don't know if you can get the GT in a white interior, but personally I wouldn't want a white interior vehicle. This size of vehicle. Another thing that I wish this car had is the roof lining. The roof lining is this color. I wish it was black. I love a vehicle black roof lining. It would have made this car much better in terms of the interior. When you move on to the back seats, the space for the size of the vehicle, the space makes sense. The leg room is not too bad. Could be bigger, but I can't fault it too much. Where I can fault the vehicle is with regards to the boot capacity. So the boot capacity is very, very, very small. And size-wise, those cars look, you can, not that they're competition, because the car I'm gonna mention now is not this car's competitor in terms of size of like a Polo or so. Although it slightly looks a bit bigger than a Polo, but the boot capacity is smaller. And for reference, you will be seeing the overplay video, but for reference, a Polo boot is bigger than this. The boot of this vehicle reminds me so much of like a Kia Picanto boot, just slightly bigger. I'm gonna find out how big in liters the Kia Picanto boot, and then I'll put it on the screen. Then I'll put this one's boot capacity to show you that what my eyes are seeing may be right, may be wrong. That's with regards to the interior. Now let's move on to the drive of the vehicle. Being an electric vehicle, this is a front-wheel drive electric vehicle with a 64 kilowatt-hour battery. Produces 126 kilowatts and 250 newton meters of torque. So this is not a fast electric vehicle, and you will feel it. It's not like you put your foot down. I'm gonna put my foot down now. Then it goes. So the thing about electric vehicles, no matter what drive mode you're in eco, you're normal, you're in sport, when you put your foot down, it's instant power. With this one, you put your foot down, there's a bit of lag. It doesn't give you the instant power immediately, but once it gets into the range, it starts going. So it's something that I noticed in this vehicle, and I will fault it, because electric vehicles are known for put your foot down, the car goes. And all electric vehicles I've tested from the e-Golf when I started, you put your foot down, it goes. Those foot down takes time, and then it decides to go, So I don't know if I should blame it on the lack of power or on how GWM designed this electric vehicle. But at the same time, it's not one that I want in power now, because I know that it's not a performance electric vehicle, so I can't fault it too much. This car is looked at, you look at it from a day-to-day driving. A small electric vehicle that will get you from point A to point B, this is it. It will get the job done for that, and that's where its strong point is. And the fuel efficiency, I'm used to ICE engines, so the battery consumption is quite good, because when you put it in Eco Plus, the one I've been driving Eco Plus the whole time, is that it doesn't eat up the battery as much. Like it's very economical. You could have 300 kilometers of range and do 100 k's city driving, and you would have only charged 50 kilometers basically. That's for reference. When you get onto the highway, that's where it'll drop. So when you get onto the highway and you're driving above 100 kilometers, it will drop hectically. You'll feel it drop, and I think that's where my disappointment or my dislike of this vehicle is when you get onto the highway, the battery gets eaten very quickly. Not very quickly, but quick enough, if I should say. So I wish it handled that aspect better. But the drive vehicle for time-to-time driving is perfect. It gets the job done. I don't think you'd want anything more from this vehicle, because when you're buying this vehicle, you know what you're getting yourself into. It's not a performance electric car. It's an electric car that will get you from point A to point B. So with regards to charging, right? And I'll talk about this here. So when you're at the mall or where there's like a DC charger, it'll take 50 minutes to charge this car from 9% to 18%, basically for the full charge. Basically, it will take 50 minutes, and I just did that now. And the range. So GWM claims a range of 420. Thank you. GWM claims a range of 420. You will not get that 420. You will get, well, this specific one I've been getting at most 360 at most. So when you're charging at home, you get a wall. When you buy the vehicle, you get a wall box. It's a 7 kilowatt wall box, and well, you can have a wall box. So for me, that I do not have a wall box, you'll still get the cable. The cable can plug into your home, and for reference, I charged at home I did a full charge, and for reference, and I calculated how much I used, how much in rands as well, how much electricity you need to buy. Like if you buy 200 rand electricity, it will charge this car to full. And mind you, that 200 rand is charging the car and powering everything else in the house. So it's actually cheaper to run an electric car. Like, it is very cheaper to run an electric car. But at most, if you're charging at a public station or anything like that, at most you'll pay between 250 and 300 rand for the specific electric car, because it goes by the size of the battery and all of that stuff. Like in a ice engine car, it'll go by the size of a tank. It's like a Picanto full tank is not the same as a Everest full tank. So it's the same thing as this electric car. This electric car's full charge is not the same as a RSQ8, RS e-tron GT electric charge. That's for reference. That's what I mean. So let's speak about the dislikes about this vehicle. My dislikes about this vehicle. So this car, when you get in, there is no start button. That's one thing you need to know. There is no start button. The car starts for itself. Well, it's always on basically, because it's battery. But what I don't like is how they've implemented it. Is you get into the vehicle, you want to go into drive, it won't go immediately. It will take a couple of seconds, like 10 to 20 seconds, and then it will tell you, oh, the car is ready to drive, and then you will drive. Like, you can get in the car, put it into drive, it won't move, it'll stay in park. And it's something that I do not like, because I feel like you're kind of wasting my time, because I want to leave now. So you find yourself ending up to moving the steering wheel left and right like this, and just to wake up the car, or you have to press on the brake pedal to let the car know that, hey, I actually want to go. And then the car will say, oh yes, okay, the car's ready to drive, then go. So I wish it had a start button, so I can just get in the car, start the car, and leave. You know, so it's my biggest gripe about this vehicle. I've experienced it over the past 2 weeks I've had the car. That's one. And I get what they're trying to do without having a start button, because the Volvo C40 that I had also didn't have a start button, but Volvo did that well, because when you get into the vehicle, you pop the car into drive, it's in drive immediately. In this one, it's not. So that's my biggest gripe about this vehicle. The second thing that I don't like, and I've experienced, and you'll be seeing it on the overplay videos, is the infotainment system tends to just go blank. I could be driving, connected to Apple CarPlay, it'll disconnect Apple CarPlay, connect Apple CarPlay again, disconnect Apple CarPlay, connect it again. That's one thing. The other thing it'll do, it'll just go black. The screen will go black, but when you press the volume button, you'll see that your volume is increasing, it's decreasing. Your music keeps playing, but the screen is blank. So yeah, and I go back to what I say about the Chinese have a long way in terms of their infotainment system, the software used in there to mitigate such things. I don't want to have a car that's just gonna randomly stop playing my music, or the screen gonna switch off and be okay, pun not intended, but the screen is gonna switch off and be black. I don't want that. I want a car that's actually gonna do what a car's supposed to do. Don't give me those problems. The third thing that I don't like about this vehicle is that when you turn, right, it'll pop up cameras. That's not what I don't like. What I don't like is the fact that when the cameras are on the screen here, your surround view cameras, and you wanna adjust your volume, whether up or down, it won't. You need to switch off those cameras. Pun not intended again. You need to switch off those cameras, and then you'll be able to decrease the volume. But other than that, as long as the cameras are displayed on the infotainment system, you cannot control the volume. That's one thing I don't like. And you don't get a volume knob. So the only place you can adjust the volume is you have to faff around the infotainment system or on the steering wheel. So the driver does that. So you as passenger, you can't. Man, that's across majority, if not all, GWM products. So that's the third thing I don't like about this vehicle. So now let's move on to cost of ownership and the price of this vehicle. So there's 4 model ranges. I'll put all the pricing down below in the description box below. But the entry level one, you can get it at just under 700,000 rand. The one I'm in is priced at 853,000 rand. Hey, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Hell, it's a lot of money. Would I buy it for that amount of money? Definitely not. But would I buy the vehicle if it was not that amount of money? Yes, I would. So if you take this vehicle and you go to the Change Cars website and go to the Change Cars vehicle calculator, you will see that those cars, if you finance it over a period of 5 years, which is 60 months, at an interest rate of 12.25% with no deposit, no balloon payment, you're looking at paying 18,700 rand. That is a lot of money. Personally, that is a lot of money, and unfortunately will not be paying that amount of money. I personally. But if you're a millionaire, you have a lot of income, and you want a small car that will get you from point A to point B, definitely will recommend this vehicle. The one thing that I wish GWM could have done, or should do actually, is bring those car in like a 1 liter turbo engine petrol, because then it will be competing with the Polo. And this car has gotten so many stares and so many likes from people on the road, and they always say, well, now as I was watching the car, the guy at the car wash, like, the first time he sees this car, and is like, it's better than a Polo. So imagine he could say that. Imagine how many other people are thinking that this car is actually better than a Polo. So it's an avenue that if GWM was serious about, if they had the money or the means to do it, bring a hatchback like this, but not electric. And yeah, that's just my thoughts about this vehicle. Tell me what you guys think about the car. Comment down below if you would buy this car. If not, what would you buy? There's not a lot of vehicles you could get for 800,000 rand that are electric. And there's a few, but yeah. But I've told you everything you need to know about this vehicle, from the external look of the vehicle, internal look of the vehicle, the drive, cost of ownership, and what I like and what I don't like about the car. So yeah, I hope you guys are liking the content. And as always, I'm Nicky Nash, in Proud Car Change Cars from South Africa. I'm signing out. I'll see you in the next one.